This whole trying to pull me back to being a victim happened when I was trying to lose weight. It happened when I was healing from my emotional eating, when I've been working on my anxiety, when I decided to quit caffeine. And I'm starting to realize this pattern of it's always there when I'm trying to change my life for the good, and it's never gonna go away. My head and this entire world wants me to fail. It wants me to give up and just stop trying. Lately, life feels like so hard and like I can't do anything right. Anything I touch, I try to do, any goal I try to accomplish, it all goes wrong. It feels honestly like I'm living in Groundhog Day and I'm reliving the same bad day over and over again. Every day I go to bed at night and I say, is this gonna get better? Because I feel like disconnected from myself. Like, what's wrong with me that all of this, it feels so hard now when it was feeling so much smoother before. I've been noticing a pattern that every time that I try to do something good for myself, make a change that's actually gonna help me, make me healthier, make me get closer to reaching a goal, it seems that like this world or the universe, whatever you wanna call it, and my head will throw everything at me to try to tempt me to go back to the dark side, meaning back where I used to be a victim and stuck in a rut where I would want to make changes to my life, but I would be too scared to do it because things always seem to go wrong when I try to do good, that I would just stay where I was, but I would complain and I wouldn't like it, but I would be too scared to make a move. And I feel like this pull that my head and this entire world wants me to fail. It wants me to give up and just stop trying. And I keep trying to go forward anyway, but it's like one thing after the other where it's like, I just can't get a win here. 17 days ago, I stopped caffeine, cold turkey. And I made a video on it where I talked about like my withdrawal symptoms were really bad, but I said no matter what, I was gonna weather the storm. And I meant it. You know, I've been getting tests ever since, like from all over the place, like basically saying, do you really want this? Are you sure, Nicole? You don't wanna go back where you came from? Back in victim land? And then 8 weeks ago, I started a cut where I'm trying to lose body fat and get in the best shape that I can for Christmas. And I have been doing, like, my favorite word, baller on this cut. Like, I've never been this lean and done this well and lost weight this steady on a cut ever. And I'm so proud of myself because I keep pushing forward. What happens when I'm on a cut is I have PCOS. It's a hormone problem. So anytime that I start losing body fat steadily, it throws my hormones off even more. And so instead of having a period every 4 weeks, like normal cycle, I start having them every 2 to 3 weeks. And so this cut, I've been having them every 3 weeks. And not only are they coming sooner, they're lasting longer. And my symptoms, like the PMS, it's 3 times worse. So on top of the remaining withdrawal symptoms I have from the caffeine, I now have overthinking to the point where it's almost unbearable some days. Massive heightened anxiety, massive heightened teeth grinding at night, a lot of extra self-doubt, and then all the physical symptoms, the extra fatigue, the really bad migraines, the cramps, the bad leg aches, like all of that stuff, but it's amplified. It's like I feel like my body is trying to punish me for losing weight, really trying to get me to make it so bad that I want to stop. But what it's doing is kind of lighting a fire and making me want to keep going, but it's also making me really doubt myself and feel disconnected a lot and feel like maybe I shouldn't be doing this and maybe like this is always going to be miserable if I try to change. Even things that are supposed to be simple and go smooth are going wrong. I work full time and like normally it's pretty good. Like it has its challenges, but you know, like nothing like everyone's job has it. Lately, there's been some challenges that are causing massive anxiety for me and others too. But that's just another thing to add like to the fire. And then simple things like getting glasses. Yesterday, I went to get new glasses. For years, I've worn them. For years, I've gone in, got my eye exam, picked out my glasses. Easy peasy. This time, everything was smooth, but I picked up my glasses. I went. Usually, you go, you pick them up, you get fitted, and it's great. But this time, there were so many adjustments that had to be made, and then they kind of felt like they were slipping. And so I asked the eye doctor guy to like fix it a little bit, tighten it, and they felt okay. But when I left and I came home and I laid down to relax and watch TV, started digging in my like head so bad, it gave me a migraine all night, and the backs of my ears like were throbbing. And so I started to beat myself up because I asked for that last adjustment when he had said, okay, I think they're good. And so I was like, well, Nicole, you're an idiot. Like, why did you ask for this? Now you're in pain. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go back. These are my glasses. New ones. Ta-da. So, but I was scared. And so here's the thing, like I get scared of confrontation. I had a really traumatic childhood. And if I had done that when I was a kid, like asked for something and then said, oh, I made a mistake, like I need to go get this fixed, I would have got in trouble for that. So I was scared to go back I didn't want to get in trouble when I went back to the eye place and said, I'm sorry, can you please adjust them? So I was like, well, maybe I should just try to fix it myself. And I'm like, no, these are brand new glasses. If I mess it up, then I'm gonna go in and go, oh, I really made a boo-boo. So I knew like my head's yelling at me, you're a failure, you're an idiot, you can't go and face this, but I knew I had to. And I was nervous about it all day, but after work, I said, no, you gotta go. Walked in, explained. He said, no problem, come back anytime. Looked at him, did a little adjustment, better than they were when I left yesterday. And even better than they were when he made the last adjustment that was supposed to be good. So it was like kind of a happy accident actually, but I was really proud of myself because that's something that I really could have never done before, and that I'm getting so much resistance in my life right now. And I said, no, it's important for me. I've got to wear these glasses at least for a couple of years. They need to feel right so that I can operate, and function and read and stuff without feeling uncomfortable. So that's something that I fought for myself and I won. And another simple thing, this case that came with them. It's the weirdest case I've ever seen. Like, could I not even get a win for a normal, like, hard case that just opens and closes? I've never had a weird case like this before, ever. And so I was like, what am I gonna do with this case? Like, I'm gonna use this for 2 years and it's all floppy and funny. Like, I can't do this. Just give me something normal. Normally, I would just complain and drag it out and not do anything about it. But I said, okay, I used to just be a victim, get stuck, think about wanting to change and not liking where I was at or not liking something like this, but not do anything about it. And it would just hang over my head for as long as I dragged it out. So I said, well, instead of complaining, yeah, you're right, Nicole, this case is a pain. What can you do? Is there an action you can take? So I said, yeah, I can order a case on Amazon. So 5 a.m, I ordered a case off Amazon and it's coming tomorrow. So another win for me, even in the middle of all this gunk. And that might seem like such a small thing, but nothing you do to fight for yourself is small. because Kyle and I learned something over our weight loss journey, because we've both lost 130 pounds. We've kept it off for over 9 years. What we learned is everything is everything. So how you handle one thing, a glasses case, is how you'll handle the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So if you drag this out, what else are you gonna drag out that's actually gonna hurt you in the long run? Don't get your glasses fixed, and then it's super uncomfortable and you're in pain all the time. And then what else are you gonna, put off and drag out and put yourself through misery for, instead of just tackling one action at a time and moving forward? A couple other things that happened to me that I've talked to you guys in a previous video, sharing how, because I have anxiety, like before I do every video, I love filming videos and helping people, because I struggled so much with weight loss, but I still get anxious. Even though I've been doing this for like 9 years on YouTube, I get anxious before every video. I hadn't gotten super anxious in a long time. I've been really working on it. I've been feeling pretty good, trusting myself, feeling comfortable, and just trying to talk to you guys because you're my friends. So remembering, these are my friends. I don't have to be anxious. But I filmed a video a couple days ago, and I gave in to my overthinking in my head. And it like froze me like a rabbit. And it took me like 3 to 4 times longer to film that video than it normally does, because I just kept not getting it right. And I like to get it right. I want it to be meaningful and helpful for you guys. And I just couldn't do it right. And I was trying to remember, like, don't beat yourself up. Just because you're making a mistake and you're getting anxious doesn't mean that you're a bad person, because that's always how I do things. If I make a mistake, I automatically call myself a bad person. It's fine. This is not film. Kyle is so loving and patient. He's like, this is not film, Nicole. It's okay. We'll just do it again. And he loved me through that whole thing. And we got a banger video that will be coming out soon. And I did it. And the whole time my head was saying, Nicole, you should just stop. You are an idiot right now. You're failing. You're failing yourself. You're failing YouTube. You're failing Kyle. You need to stop. Just go to bed. And I said to Kyle, no. And he said, like, do you want to take a break? We can come back and do it again. I said, no, I'm going to do this. I'm not giving up, and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it till I get it the right way, the way we want it. And I freaking did it. I had to do it a few times, but I did it. And proud of myself for that. I still, being honest, like there's still like some little guilt talking in my head, but I keep moving forward, because how you do one thing is how you do the other. And I'm not gonna let this weird like energy or whatever it is that's trying to get me to fail, I'm not gonna let it stop me anymore. I let it stop me for most of my life and keep me in hiding under my weight costume and under my anxiety, and I'm tired of that. I don't want that to happen anymore. It can be anxietying all day in my head, and I'm still gonna push forward anyway. And the one other thing that it threw at me is I wanted to film a weigh-in update for you guys for week 8. However, when I'm on my period, I get so bloated. My stomach is so distended, like sometimes I look like I'm pregnant. That's how bloated I get. And that's normal. But then I can't get an accurate weight on the scale. And so it was like, do I throw this video out the window? Like, what if I can't get a great weight? Like, I'm looking so lean. My jeans were literally falling off today, but the scale doesn't show that because I'm so bloated because of my hormones. So Kyle was like, don't worry, we'll just wait. He's my best friend. I'm so lucky to have him, by the way. But I was like, we'll just wait. Your hormones will fix. They'll fix. They'll go back to normal, and then we'll film the video. But instead of just me fluffing it off, I said, no, head, I'm gonna do what I can, even though I can't film the whole thing or my weight, I'm going to do the B-roll that we wanted to put in. So even though it was telling me I was gonna do a horrible job, because usually Kyle does the B-roll because I'm terrible with the camera, like he's the pro at it. But I said, no, I can do this. And I took my time and I did it. And it's not perfect, like Kyle's way better, but I did a pretty darn good job. And I was proud of myself because my head was telling me that I was terrible at it the whole time. But I said, no, this is actually pretty good. Just don't listen to this funny up here. So this whole trying to pull me back to being a victim happened when I was trying to lose weight. It happened when I was healing from my emotional eating, when I've been working on my anxiety, when I decided to quit caffeine. And I'm starting to realize this pattern of it's always there when I'm trying to change my life for the good, and it's never gonna go away. So I have to learn that I have to like put on like my suit of armor and just push through the wall. It's some days it's gonna feel like running up Mount Everest wearing a weighted vest, but you gotta do it anyway. Because if you're on a mission, like me and Kyle, maybe you wanna lose weight and you're really struggling. If that's your goal and that's your mission, then you get on that path. You take one small change and be consistent with that, and you get running up that mountain, even with that weighted vest on. It might be really hard and slow, but you can be patient because you're worth it, and you just work your way up that mountain at your own pace, and you take breaks if you need to, but you will get to the top because you deserve it, and it's your mission, and you get to be in control. Not this place, not your head, not the food. You get to be in control. And, going back to that, instead of complaining or being a victim, like if you're really struggling and you really want to lose weight, instead of just going, okay, this is hopeless, I'm broken. I felt broken. I had tried everything and nothing was working. Take one action, just like I did with the case. Is there an action I can take? Instead of going overboard like you normally do, like I always went overboard and tried to do too much, what if the one action that you took today was one less bite? That's it. Literally one less bite in the whole day. And you were consistent with that for the next few days. That would be amazing. That's a huge step forward. Up that mountain with that weighted vest, that's one step closer to the top and to your goal. And I never thought that that was enough, but this is not about being perfect. There is no perfect journey. I'm proof of that. I've lost the weight, I've kept it off, I've healed from emotional eating, I'm working on my anxiety, I've quit caffeine, which was actually heightening my anxiety. And I still have stuff. My ducks don't line up. But I keep pushing through, and you can too. And what you might think is one tiny little thing, like one bite less, Nicole, what's that gonna do? Everything. Because if you can do one bite less, and you be consistent with that for a week, the next week you can take 2 bites less. And then less and less until you're in a calorie deficit and you're like, I can do it. You are so much stronger than you think you are. And I know that because I always find out that I'm way stronger than I think I am. And it always seems to be my head that's telling me these stories. And the other thing that I want to say, this is funny, but Kyle and I use it all the time. Kyle and I used to have a Boston Terrier named Hank. Some of you, oh yes, there he is. Hi, Hanky. He's since passed away, but we needed to get some special training for Hank because when we got him as a puppy, he had a lot of fear aggression. So we looked for a really special trainer that could help us, help him. And this guy was amazing. And the one thing that he told us that always stuck with us, that we didn't just use for Hank and really helped him come a really long way from being like scared of things all the time. It's helped us over years and years. It's called the dog training method because what he said was, you reward what you want and you ignore what you don't want. And so you can apply this not just to dog training, to the entire life that you live. If something is happening, like my anxiety in my head, I can reward what I want and ignore what I don't want. So rewarding what I want basically means when a thought comes up that's good, that might help me, like let's quit caffeine because it's making my anxiety worse, I can take that lane and go down that path because that's a good thing. When I hear, Nicole, you're an idiot, give up, you can't do this, I'm gonna ignore that because I don't want it. And that is the best way to handle it. That's how you get up that mountain with the weighted vest on. You ignore what you don't want and you reward what you want. So the small little change, you reward that by building on another small change. And you keep going and you keep going. And you can do it because Kyle and I, we struggled most of our lives with weight. Both of us, really bad anxiety, really bad emotional eating. We have really come so far. Every day we get more confident and let go of a little more things, and we have a little less anxiety. And we're learning even now after, keeping the weight off for over 9 years, like we still learn stuff that make things easier. And that's why, we have this channel and share it, because we struggled so much that we thought we were broken and we could never fix ourselves. And we have. And you can too. You can, whatever goal you want, you can do it. It's not about the winning. It's not about being perfect, because those things don't matter. It's about the trying and the moving in the direction that you want. That's actually the winning part of it, that you're moving in that direction, not the outcome. You focus on enjoying that process and on enjoying it because you're loving yourself enough to take that move and face your fears and change anyway, even when this is yelling at you. I lost my weight with portion control. If you want to know the exact meals and portions that I ate to lose the weight, you can buy my weight loss ebook. It's called The First 50. The link's down below, and code Nicole will save you 10% off. If you're looking for a good protein, this is literally the best tasting, the best blending protein powder ever. It's HTLT Steps. This is the chocolate peanut butter. Kyle and I's go-to right now because we're cutting, and this really helps with our chocolate peanut butter cravings. We put it in our protein ice cream tonight. Code Nicole will save you 15% off, and the link is down below for that. I love you. You got this. You can get up that mountain. I believe in you. Kyle believes in you. Now you believe in you. Love you. Peace. Catch you in the next one, honey. Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it.